Hey everyone, it's my favorite month and next week is my birthday, so that means that today is my official recap of 2021. Today is February 5th, 2022, and this past year was an interesting one. I spent the entirety of ninth grade learning online in the comfort of this room. I would wake up about 10 minutes before class started and still made it on time. I skipped breakfast and sometimes would have an early lunch. We had only 3 classes per quarter and most were insanely easy for me. I finished my math in seconds and wrote thousands and thousands of essays. I did PE in my room and found out that I'm an undeclared badminton expert. In the lunch break between my first and second class, I would work on writing and recording videos for this channel. I started learning how to drive and I am nowhere close to being on the open road yet. And I haven't had a lot of time to practice, so we'll see what happens there. And don't worry, I'll talk about my struggles with driving in another video. Actually, in general, this year has just been a lot harder than 2020. We lost our other cat, Wesley, who is the biggest Olivia Rodrigo fan ever. Wesley, my mom, and I all love Sour, by the way. My mom went through some of her own struggles this year as well. And one of our solutions to that was we got our new puppy, Sammy. I'm getting better with her. However, my theory that I was always meant to be an only child has been proven now. And in regards to being comfortable with her, I have seen a large improvement, especially since I have been terrified of dogs for my entire life. So being able to just easily walk over and pet her has been amazing. I never would have done that back in October. My goal is to be comfortable with her by the end of the school year in June. Since I was online for school, my social life has been pretty slow. No random stories about that one person feeling betrayed by that other person, and I just spent the majority of my time trying to write songs and coming up with ideas for this channel. I mean, I literally wrote some of my best songs in the middle of my human geography class, and no one knew. However, that might be the reason why I didn't do so great on my AP exam. Anyway, moving on. I started consistently writing in this journal. This allowed me to write about whatever I was feeling in a non-poetic sort of way. Just straight and easy, this is what has been going on in my life. I retold stories from the past and took the time to just simply reflect. I completely completed this journal. Every page is filled with a random story and a random lesson on every page. Every day at camp this summer, I wrote down what happened on the previous day and what happened earlier that morning that I was writing the entry. Now, speaking of camp, I finally got to return to Geneva Glen. I met, saw, and talked to so many different amazing people that I haven't seen in over 2 years. I got this hat which I wore throughout the majority of the summer, and this bracelet at camp which is for courage. Oh, and I did this. This is my song, Geneva Glen, and I hope you guys enjoy. And I got so many beautiful, wonderful, extraordinary comments and remarks from so many different people. And I know I've said this about 10 billion times at this point, but thank you so much to all of you. Now, I didn't write anywhere close to the amount of songs that I wrote in 2020. However, I feel like I care a lot more about each individual song that I wrote. I took more time to come up with completed stories and really catchy choruses for you guys. I allowed myself to take a couple of days to write a song instead of just forcing myself to write an uncompleted thought in a couple of hours. Some notable songs that I wrote this year are Broken Pencils, a song that sounds very sad, but if you listen to the actual words then you find out that it's this really happy song about just simply being obsessed with someone. This easily wins the award for my favorite song that I wrote this year, as every time I pick up my guitar, I just have to play it. It's a song that I can imagine putting on a future album for you guys one day, except right now I have to just keep it for me. Innocent. Another song that I wrote is called Innocent. I wrote Innocent about a person that was trying to be friends with one of my favorite people. I knew that the person was not that great, and I didn't want him getting hurt. I wrote the song to as close to in the moment as you could possibly get, as they were literally having a conversation right next to me as I was writing the chorus. Another reason why I love this song is because it's one of the few times I wrote a song with a bridge that the bridge just makes the song 10 times better. And then finally, the last song that I'll talk about today is Until Now. Until Now is the last song that I'll ever allow myself to write about the person that was a terrible, terrible, evil jerk. I curse in the song, which is something I never do. And for the first time since writing it, and immediately after I wrote it, I just felt 10 times better. It was the thing I had never felt after writing a song before. I wouldn't be a true Swiftie if I didn't take the moment to quickly summarize all the re-recording stuff that kind of happened this year. From every Thursday and Friday, checking Instagram to see if Taylor Swift announced anything regarding the re-recordings. The day after my 15th birthday, Taylor announced that her version of Fearless would be coming out in April. I was so excited, and I knew that no matter what, I was gonna love it even better than their original. I knew that a lot of the songs just needed a more mature sound. So when the new version came out, I found that it was much easier for me to enjoy. With that being said, I'm still not the biggest fan of Fearless. All of the songs individually are a lot of fun and very catchy. However, I have a hard time listening to the album in full. I can't quite explain why, because I've tried to listen to this album multiple times, from putting it on while I work out, in the car, or even as I finish math homework. I just can't get through the full completed album. I enjoy Fearless, and there are so many iconic songs that come from the album, like Love Story, White Horse, You Belong With Me, and one of my personal favorites, Forever and Always. Then in June, Swifties started 1989 Swifties version, because we wanted 1989 so bad. So in true Taylor fashion, she announced that Red would be the next re-recording. Red has always been a Taylor album that I just love to casually put on. One of my first covers that I posted on here was my cover of All Too Well. The Moment I Knew and Come Back Be Here are two of my favorite bonus tracks of all time. So yes, I was a bit more excited for Red than Fearless. I even dressed up for my haircut on that Thursday so that I would be ready to hear the 10-minute version of All Too Well and re-listen to the new version of Personal Classics, and then even try to learn the new words of the new vault tracks. That was also something that stood out to me about Red Taylor's version versus Fearless Taylor's version. The vault tracks were just more memorable on Red. I felt like they all seemed like songs that I can imagine Red era Taylor actually singing. Now, I'm not going to theorize about the next re-recording because I'm going to look back and be like, yep, I was totally off. But I will give you guys my 2021 album ranking, excluding debut, because I'm waiting to listen to the re-recording before I listen to the album again. First, my all-time favorite album, Speak Now, is still number 1. Then Red Taylor's version. After that, we have Folklore, 1989, Reputation, Evermore is 6, Lover, 7, and finally, Fearless, Taylor's version. Just looking at the list, all I'm thinking about is how Evermore has such great lyrics. But I really discovered my love for Reputation this year. And I love all the songs on 1989, but for me it doesn't come anywhere close to the songs on Folklore, or any of the top 3 albums. I just feel bad that Lover is so far down and there's nowhere else I can really put it. And there are so many other Taylor things I can talk about, but right now isn't the time to speak now. Now, I returned to school in the fall, and I saw so many faces I didn't know I missed. Then, of course, we celebrated the 1-year anniversary of this channel. Thank you for all of the support from the songs that I posted on the 10th, and I was so nervous to actually post any of them. I didn't know if they were what I actually wanted you guys to hear, or if you guys were even gonna listen, and I'm just so proud of it all. As of this day, I have 30 subscribers, and my most viewed video from the past year was Reese Denberg performing original song at Council Fire with 90 views. Thank you so much to anyone who watched my videos from the past year. I have enjoyed making them, and I can't wait to create my recap for 2022. Please like and subscribe for this video next year, and let's create an extraordinary 2022 where we all stay our extraordinary selves. Thank you very much.